Lockdown extended till the 3rd of May. PM Modi says during this time we must continue to follow discipline as we have been doing so far. WHO commends India's timely and tough actions to stop COVID-19. PM Modi says from 20th of April, after evaluation, certain places will be given some relaxation from that date for essential services. Warns if the conditions of lockdown are violated, the relaxations will be withdrawn with immediate effect. Tomorrow, government will issue detailed guidelines on this. PM Modi seeks support on 7 fronts, including taking extra care of the elders and not violating Lakshman Rekha of social distancing and lockdown, and making compulsory use of homemade masks or face covers. Indian Railways extend cancellation of all passenger train services in the wake of COVID-19 lockdown. All domestic and international scheduled airlines operations shall remain suspended till the midnight of the 3rd of May 2020. The total number of COVID-19 cases so far in India is 10,363. 339 people have died from the virus. 1,035 people have been discharged. Meghalaya reports first case of COVID-19. Battle of humanity against COVID-19 continues across the world. More than 19 lakh cases reported to date. 1.19 lakh people have succumbed to the virus. US records 1,509 coronavirus daily deaths. France extends lockdown for another month. Italy's daily new coronavirus cases decline. IMF grants debt relief to 25 poor countries. Nation remembers Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar on his 129th birth anniversary today. President, Vice President and Prime Minister greet fellow citizens on the occasion. Dr. Ambedkar was the chief architect of the Indian Constitution and was India's first Minister for Law and Justice. Hello and welcome. You're watching DD India and DD News with me, Munmun Bhattacharya. Our top story: in a major announcement, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced the extension of the nationwide lockdown till the 3rd of May. The nation has been in lockdown since the 25th of March in view of the coronavirus outbreak. He added that the decision was taken keeping in mind the present scenario and requests made by several states.
सारे सुझावों को ध्यान में रखते हुए ये तय किया गया है कि भारत में लॉकडाउन को अब 3 मई तक और बढ़ाना पड़ेगा। यानी 3 मई तक हम सभी को, हर देशवासी को लॉकडाउन में ही रहना होगा। इस दौरान हमें अनुशासन का उसी तरह पालन करना है जैसे हम करते आ रहे हैं। मेरी सभी देशवासियों से ये प्रार्थना है कि अब कोरोना को हमें किसी भी कीमत पर नए क्षेत्रों में फैलने नहीं देना है।
The situation will be reviewed on the 20th of April. Until then, every village, every district and every state will have to stringently follow the lockdown guidelines. Post 20th April, some restrictions will be eased in areas.
अगले एक सप्ताह में कोरोना के खिलाफ लड़ाई में कठोरता और ज्यादा बढ़ाई जाएगी। 20 अप्रैल तक हर कस्बे, हर थाने, हर जिले, हर राज्य को बड़ी बारीकी से परखा जाएगा। वहां लॉकडाउन का कितना पालन हो रहा है, उस क्षेत्र ने कोरोना से खुद को कितना बचाया है, इसका मूल्यांकन लगातार किया जाएगा। जो क्षेत्र इस अग्नि परीक्षा में सफल होंगे, जो अपने यहां हॉटस्पॉट नहीं बढ़ने देंगे और जिनके हॉटस्पॉट में बदलने की आशंका भी कम होगी, वहां पर 20 अप्रैल से कुछ जरूरी गतिविधियों की अनुमति, छूटछाट दी जा सकती है।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterated that social distancing and lockdown are the best options to fight this virus. He asserted that though it severely impacts the economy of the nation, there is nothing more important than the lives of people.
सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग और लॉकडाउन का बहुत बड़ा लाभ देश को मिला है। अगर सिर्फ आर्थिक दृष्टि से देखें तो ये महंगा जरूर लगता है, बहुत बड़ी कीमत चुकानी पड़ी है, लेकिन भारतवासियों की जिंदगी के आगे इसकी कोई तुलना नहीं हो सकती। सीमित संसाधनों के बीच भारत जिस मार्ग पर चला है, उस मार्ग की चर्चा आज दुनिया भर में होना बहुत स्वाभाविक है। देश की राज्य सरकारों ने भी, स्थानीय स्वराज संस्थाओं की इकाइयों ने भी इसमें बहुत जिम्मेदारी के साथ काम किया है। 24 घंटे हर किसी ने अपना जीमा संभालने के लिए प्रयास किया है और हालत को संभाला भी है।
In his address to the nation, Prime Minister Narendra Modi appealed for people's support in these testing times. He urged the people to follow 7 rules. The first one being take extra care of the elderly, follow social distancing at all costs being the second one. The third one being ensure proper nutrition and maintain immunity. The fourth one is download Arogya Setu app. The fifth one being care for the needy. The sixth one being respect those who are fighting this war on the front line.
मैं आपका साथ मांग रहा हूं, 7 बातों में आपका साथ। पहली बात, अपने घर के बुजुर्गों का विशेष ध्यान रखें, विशेषकर ऐसे व्यक्ति जिन्हें पुरानी बीमारी हो, उनकी हमें एक्स्ट्रा केयर करनी है। उन्हें कोरोना से बहुत बचाकर रखना है। दूसरी बात, लॉकडाउन और सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग की लक्ष्मण रेखा का पूरी तरह पालन करें। घर में बने फेस कवर या मास्क का, और वो भी घर में बने हुए, उनका अनिवार्य रूप से उपयोग करें। तीसरी बात, अपनी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाने के लिए आयुष मंत्रालय द्वारा जो निर्देश दिए गए हैं, उसका अगर हम पालन करें, गर्म पानी है, काढ़ा है, इनका निरंतर सेवन करें। चौथी बात, कोरोना संक्रमण का फैलाव रोकने में मदद करने के लिए आरोग्य सेतु मोबाइल ऐप, आरोग्य सेतु मोबाइल ऐप जरूर डाउनलोड करें। दूसरों को भी इस ऐप को डाउनलोड करने के लिए प्रेरित करें। पांचवी बात, जितना हो सके उतने गरीब परिवार की देखरेख करें, उनके भोजन की आवश्यकता पूरी करें। छठी बात, आप अपने व्यवसाय, अपने उद्योग में अपने साथ काम करे लोगों के प्रति संवेदना रखे, किसी को नौकरी से न निकाले। सातवीं बात, देश के कोरोना योद्धाओं, हमारे डॉक्टर, नर्सेस, सफाई कर्मी, पुलिसकर्मी, ऐसे सभी लोगों का हम सम्मान करें, आदर पूर्वक उनका गौरव करें।
The World Health Organization has commended India's timely and tough actions to stop COVID-19, reacting on the extension of the lockdown until the 3rd of May. WHO's Regional Director for Southeast Asia, Dr. Poonam Khetrapal Singh, said that it may be early to talk about results in numbers, but a 6-week nationwide lockdown to facilitate effective physical distancing, coupled with expansion of core public health measures such as detection, isolation and tracing contact of COVID-19 positive people would go a long way in arresting the virus spread. She added that despite huge and multiple challenges, India has been demonstrating unwavering commitment in its fight against the pandemic. In these testing times, the action lies as much with the communities as with the authorities and with the health workforce. It is indeed time for each and every one to contribute their best and together beat the virus. Union Home Minister Amit Shah came out in support and thanked the PM for extending the lockdown for the welfare of people. Amit Shah, in a series of tweets, said that steps taken by India are exemplary and timely. He urged people to stand together and follow the guidelines laid by the government to beat coronavirus. Today, even as the world is battling the coronavirus pandemic, India, under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is leading by example. Timely measures taken by the government and people's participation has been exemplary. The decision taken by PM Modi to extend the lockdown till the 3rd of May is in the interest of the nation to safeguard people. I express my gratitude to the Prime Minister for taking this decision. The way states and centre are working together to fight this outbreak is commendable. We now have to strengthen this coordination in order to smoothly implement the lockdown while ensuring that every citizen follows it and citizens do not face any difficulties. I, as the Home Minister of the country, reassure one and all that we have sufficient stocks of medicines and essential goods. I also urge those who can afford to come forward and help those in need. The contribution of doctors, healthcare workers, sanitation workers, police personnel as well as all security personnel is commendable and moving. Their courage and wisdom inspire all Indians in these difficult times. I urge people to support them by following the guidelines. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also hailed Prime Minister Narendra Modi's announcement. He tweeted, "This decision has been taken keeping in mind the well-being of all countrymen. Keeping in mind his appeal, all of us should implement the 7 guidelines of lockdown that PM shared. I am sure the collective willpower of the nation will succeed in defeating coronavirus. In this time of crisis, the nation must stay safe, remain alert and cooperate with authorities. We must stand united. This is our greatest strength." With Prime Minister Narendra Modi announcing extension of the lockdown till the 3rd of May 2020, Union Minister Prakash Javadekar also hailed PM's decision. The Union Minister urged people to follow the lockdown devotedly.
मुझे लगता है कि देश सुनेगा, 130 करोड़ जनता पूरी ताकत से इस लॉकडाउन में शरीक होगी। उन्होंने गरीबों की चिंता की है, रोज का काम करके पेट भरने वालों की चिंता की है। उसके बारे में कल कुछ उपाय भी घोषित होंगे, मुझे पूरा विश्वास है। कुछ मार्गदर्शक सूत्र कल घोषित होने वाले हैं। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है कि देश की जनता पूरा सहयोग देगी।
Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad also hailed the Prime Minister's decision. He said that the Prime Minister has shown exemplary leadership and Team India is committed and dedicated in the fight against coronavirus. He also encouraged and asked to rededicate towards making lockdown till the 3rd of May a great success. Karnataka Chief Minister B.S. Yediyurappa has welcomed Prime Minister's decision to extend the lockdown till the 3rd of May. He assured that the state government will continue to follow the lockdown more stringently till the 28th of April, as Prime Minister said, and the situation will be closely monitored. He also sought people's cooperation.
Our government will strictly implement the Government of India guidelines, which will be issued tomorrow. Lockdown will be followed more strictly till April 20, as Prime Minister said, and the situation will be closely monitored. I appeal to the people of Karnataka to voluntarily cooperate with us to contain this disease.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has changed the profile pictures of all his social media accounts. In his new profile picture, the Prime Minister can be seen covering his face with a gamcha to protect himself from coronavirus. Prime Minister has been repeatedly urging citizens to wear homemade masks, and with this gesture, he is leading by example. Prime Minister is one of the most followed leaders in the world. Meanwhile, the corporate sector has welcomed the decision of Prime Minister Narendra Modi of extending the lockdown till the 3rd of May.
The Prime Minister's address to the nation was very timely and appropriate, as he has broken this whole fight against COVID into 15-day cycles. The experience from other countries is that it can reoccur if you open up too slowly. The second important thing was that he has talked about the gradual calibrated opening up post 20th April in select areas where there are no COVID cases, but under strict conditions, and very importantly that an advance information will be given or shared tomorrow or day after. The third important aspect that he actually talked about was the 7-point agenda that he requested all of us to actually follow.
I think from our perspective, this is something very much expected. I believe most of the experts were, forecasting that the lockdown will be extended at least through the end of April. I think this is certainly the right move to extend by up until May 3rd and then have some sort of graded relaxation. I think it's a very sort of sensible approach based on looking at where the hotspots are in respective states and cities, and I think this will really provide a very sort of sensible soft landing to the current scenario, because I think it's always important that we can't lose sight of the fact that the economy is incredibly large, it's incredibly complex with many stakeholders, and I think it's really the responsibility of everyone to ensure that these individuals have a soft landing here.
आज जो हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने लॉकडाउन एक्सटेंशन अनाउंस किया है, मैं इसका पूरा समर्थन करता हूँ। ये बहुत ज़रूरी है कि इंडिया में कोरोना के केसेस को हम सब मिलके ज़ीरो बनाएं, और ये करने के लिए एक्सटेंशन इस लॉकडाउन का बहुत ही ज़रूरी था। आप देखोगे तो जब लॉकडाउन शुरू हो रहा था, इंडिया में 500 केसेस थे कोरोना वायरस के, और आज इंडिया में 10,000 केसेस हो चुके हैं। ये तो अच्छा है कि लॉकडाउन था, नहीं तो ये केसेस लाखों में होते, बट अभी तक ये केसेस ज़ीरो नहीं हुए, तो लॉकडाउन एक्सटेंड तो करना ही होगा, और अब ये लॉकडाउन को सक्सेसफुल बनाना हमारे हाथों में है।
As the nationwide lockdown gets extended till the 3rd of May, railways and aviation services will also remain suspended in the meantime till the 3rd of May. Services of all passengers, trains, mail or express rails, premium and suburban, as well as Kolkata Metro and Konkan Railways shall also remain suspended. Railways will be refunding the full fare for passengers who have booked their tickets for this period. Passengers need not cancel the tickets for refund. Freight and parcel operations shall continue as of now. In addition to this, aviation services will also remain suspended in the meantime. Ministry of Civil Aviation has announced that all domestic and international scheduled airlines operations shall also remain suspended till 11:59 in the evening of the 3rd of May 2020. The Delhi Police has clarified that the movement passes already issued by Delhi Police to those who are providing essential services will be valid till the 3rd of May. E-passes issued by Delhi government will be honoured by all police personnel on duty if accompanied by original message of use on mobile phone and ID proof. In the latest updates on COVID-19 situation in India, there are a total of 10,363 positive cases, of which 8,988 are active. There are 1,035 people who have been discharged after a full recovery. The number of deaths is 339. 25 districts across 15 states which had reported cases earlier have not detected new ones in the last 14 days. Today marks the 129th birth anniversary of Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar. On the occasion, President Ramnath Kovind paid tributes to Baba Saheb Ambedkar at Rashtrapati Bhavan. Yesterday, the President had urged citizens to celebrate Ambedkar Jayanti at their homes, keeping in mind the COVID-19 situation. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu also paid floral tributes to the chief architect of the Indian Constitution at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. That's it then in this edition of the news. Up next is Doctors Speak, where you can call in and ask your questions on COVID-19. A specialist will be joining us to answer those questions. Stay tuned for that.